Nocardia, the great masquerader. I don't know what's going on. I'm not feeling so well. I wonder if it's my COPD acting up. I'm having a real hard time breathing today. Bob, you really don't look well. We should probably go to the emergency room. Doctor, what do you think is going on with this patient? I have to say I'm really stumped on this one. He's got known COPD treated with long-term steroids. I originally thought it was a simple COPD exacerbation, but he isn't responding to treatment for that. He's also got a fever, elevated C-reactive protein, elevated white blood cell counts, and has started coughing up blood. I worry we may have a case of tuberculosis on our hands. We'll have to do some cultures. Wow, what a great opportunity to be in here. This lung tissue is quite the upgrade. My name is Nocardia asteroidus, and I'm just one of a little over 100 species of bacteria in the Nocardia genus. About half of us, myself included, are pathogenic, although I'm proud to say I hold the title for the most pathogenic. And since I have your attention, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm in a class called actinobacteria, which means I'm a high GC content gram-positive bacteria. High GC means that more than 50% of my DNA base pairs are guanine and cytosine. I'm a very common bacteria and you can find me all over the world. Most often I'm found in soil where I help decay plant matter, although you might sometimes find me in fresh and salt water. I'm a chemoorganotroph, so I do need to get my energy from other sources, which is usually the plants I help to decay. But every once in a while, I get into the air with dust particles. If the right type of person breathes me in, I get to upgrade to the human body. I can also sometimes sneak into the human body through openings in the skin. I'm aerobic bacteria, meaning I need oxygen for energy production and utilize oxidative metabolism. Because I use oxygen for energy production, I'm catalase positive. Catalase is my enzyme buddy that can give oxygen some extra electrons so oxygen can leave my own electrons alone. It's good to hear the doctors aren't on to me yet. Hopefully I can evade them longer. I have a lot of cousins in the actinobacteria order like Mycobacterium, Corneobacterium, Gordona, Zuckermorel, so hopefully this will continue to throw them off my trail. I also have these cool filament type structures which sometimes develop into clusters called mycelia or develop aerial filaments. Usually we're kind of a whitish creams or orangey color. As I get older, these filaments can change how they appear, breaking them to appear coccyx or rod-shaped. Because of these filaments, people often mistake me for a streptomyces or even a fungus, thank goodness. This is why I've been called the Great Masquerader. I think I should be okay. Hi, Bob. Well, so far we haven't been able to figure out what's going on, so we need to do some more tests. We'll do some more chest x-rays and also take some samples of your blood and respiratory tract to culture them and see what we find. Uh-oh, not culturing. They're being real serious about trying to find me now. I think I should still be able to hide away. If they weren't fooled into thinking I'm a mycobacterium or fungus, thankfully I grow pretty slowly, so either often labs don't let a culture grow long enough to find me. And since they take samples from non-sterile sources, there are so many other bacteria here with me that grow faster, so I'll be pretty well hidden. Can you come look at this for a minute? I think I may have found Nocardia in the sample, although I don't know if I believe what I'm seeing. I've never seen it before. Wow, I think you might be right. I've never seen an actual case before, only read about it in medical school. It's so rare. Do you think we just found this by chance? I read it can be found in soil and dust. Maybe there was an accidental contamination of the sample. We're going to want to confirm with mass spectrometry to be sure it's nocardia, but if that's truly what it is, that's likely the cause of his disease. Nocardia is not a bacteria naturally found in the human flora. So we learned that if you see it in a culture, you really need to investigate it further. While we're waiting for the confirmation that this is nocardia, I'll go ahead and start him on some broad spectrum antibiotics just to be sure. Darn it, I've been discovered. Okay, I don't think hope is lost. I've got a few other tricks up my filaments to keep me safe. First of all, I'm a lysozyme resistant. Lysozyme is an enzyme that breaks down the cell walls of bacteria, so I should be pretty safe from that. I'm also a partial acid fast bacteria, meaning I have mycolic acid in my cell walls. This waxy substance makes my cell walls even tougher. It's also going to be hard to find the right antibiotic to take me out. A lot of us nocardia are drug resistant, and they have to do so much special testing to figure out which antibiotic is going to work. No way will they take the time to do that. Okay, Bob, we got the confirmation back from testing, and it's nocardosis that we're dealing with, so we're going to have to be aggressive with treating you for this. Nocar what? I've never heard of this before. Where could I have even caught this? Are you a gardener or do a lot of yard work? I sure am. I love to garden. It's my favorite hobby. You should see my tomato plants this summer. They're the best they've ever been. If I get out of here okay, I'll have to bring some by for you. So this bacteria, the one we found on your culture, is actually a very common bacteria to find in the environment and soil especially. It's likely that when you're gardening, you breathe in some dust from the dirt with this bacteria in it. That's unbelievable. Is my wife going to be okay? I'm worried she's going to catch this too. She should be okay. It's not contagious human to human, and when people become sick from this bacteria, it is usually when you have some other condition that affects your immune system. In your case, your COPD makes you more susceptible, as do the steroids you've been taking for your COPD. Luckily, your wife doesn't have these immune issues, so she should be okay. And thankfully, we caught it before it became worse. Nocardosis can spread to other organs, including the brain and central nervous system, skin, and soft tissue. So, what do we do now? Well, you're already on some antibiotics, but we will need to figure out which ones this infection will respond to. So, we're going to have to do some testing. Once we figure out which antibiotic is going to work, you'll have to be on it for many months, maybe a year or more. This bacteria is pretty tough and it takes a long time to treat. I guess I didn't get away with it after all.